Look, niggas,
we here, okay? What do you want from us?
How much more do you want from me? And we're back.
Hello, girls. We're back.
And we're back. We're back.
And we're back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Cha-cha-cha. Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Taylor.
And Toya.
This is the Heaux Bag. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite streaming platform and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at _Heaux Bag. That's _HEAUXBAG. Keep up with our shenanigans. Bye.
Bye. And we're back.
And we're back.
The name of this podcast is Gifted and Talented Gaslighting Program.
Are you entitled to compensation? Sometimes parenting stress causes parents to inadvertently gaslight their kids. Find out how to know if you're gaslighting your kids and how to fucking stop.
Gaslighting may include nausea, heartburn, constipation, failed hopes and dreams, and slight diarrhea.
And suicide.
This note has been brought to you by the Heaux Bag.
Wow, don't hire us.
I think we did okay for our first infomercial.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree.
Okay. Where did this gifted and talented gaslighting program come from? Where'd you?
So I was on Instagram like every other person, obviously. And it was like something like, let's talk about how the gifted and talented program is a gaslighting system for Black kids where adults think they'll fit in well with middle-class Americans. So it was like, damn. And then I went to the barbershop and somebody was like, yeah, it really just tells you that you have all this potential and you're just like mediocre at best. It's like, telling your son, oh, he's going to be the next LeBron James. Their daughter's going to be the next Beyonce. That somebody's going to be the next Black president. It's like, I mean, you get A's and B's, but I mean, are you really that gifted?
Since we're talking about the gifted and talented gaslighting program, I'm going to talk about this Twitter news real quick about somebody that's gifted and talented, but is still mediocre at best. R. Kelly.
Oh, damn.
The trial began on August 18th in New York. And on September the 27th, following 2 days of deliberation, the jury found the U.S. star guilty on all 9 counts. Sentencing is due on May 4th, and the disgraced 54-year-old could end up spending decades behind bars. Shoo.
Oh, he going to jail, jail, gonna lock him up, hell yeah, oh yeah.
This is crazy. Like, it's still relevant. It's like history's repeating itself all over again. Why is this nigga still in the news?
It is. And one of the, I don't know if you saw my recent story where I posted one of the parts of the Boondocks was when they were marching outside of the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
The motherfuckers are really marching outside the courthouse and like his fans.
I saw that. I didn't realize, girl. But
and they're
it's
saying,
crazy.
give him a second chance. The lawyer, Chicago's mayor spoke out too. And basically it said the person interviewing him had asked, do you think that the city of Chicago was going to give R. Kelly a second chance?
Fuck out of here.
Mr. Nigga is on his 878th chance. I think at this point, he's out of chances.
Can I play this clip for you? We hadn't talked about this, but my friend, she's from Chicago, and she was telling me how, like, in high school, the girls, they knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
May I play it for you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm about to play this. She's anonymous, but listen to this.
To my high school in Chicago. And so he used to come up to our school, like my freshman, sophomore year. R. Kelly used to come up to our school. And my friends would be excited, like, oh, let's go over there by R. Kelly car. Let's go where he parked. Me and my best friend would be like, nah, we good. He used to have parties and stuff. And a few of my friends would be like, we going to R. Kelly party, y'all. Let's go, blah, blah, blah. And I would always be like, nah, I'm good. Because why the fuck do I want to go to anything that R. Kelly is having? And you know his record. You know he be on bullshit. He peeing on bitches and all type of shit. Like, why do you want to associate yourself with somebody like that? And then when he do the shit, you want to cry victim. Like, no, don't put yourself in that fucking situation.
But what's crazy is, like, you get on the internet and it's like, oh, here's another victim. And it's like, y'all literally be signing up for this shit. And then, again, want to cry victim. They're like, oh, they didn't know. The crazy part is your parents knew back then, back in the early 2000s, your parents knew that nigga wasn't shit. And they were just letting y'all do the shit. So somebody
I think if
knew.
anybody should be held accountable, it is the parents. Because at the end of the day, I still remember being 16. I was fast. When I was 15, 16, I wasn't fast as in fucking, having sex, but I was fast as in
You like flirting.
I wanted a man that had money and a car.
Mm.
And if you're going to have money, you got to have a job. So to be honest, the guys that I was dating at 15 and 16 were like 20, 21, 22, 23. So in retrospect, I'm like, was I right? No, but who was more wrong?
Right.
My brain is still impressionable at that young age.
Right.
So yeah, I knew, they probably knew what was going on, but at a certain point, people still have that little piece in their brain that could say, it would never be me. I would never do that.
And then one
But
day
money will make you do a lot of shit. So
You know what also is crazy? Speaking of him being with young people, Aaliyah, right?
yeah.
Aaliyah her music just came out
Yeah.
within the last. It's so crazy how history is repeating itself
It
right
really
now.
is.
And I want to know. I really would. I mean, they're never going to talk about it, but hopefully somebody spills the beans in the next 20 years while I'm still caring. But like, did the parents go, it's okay, he's going to help your career out? Like, what the fuck happened?
I think it was money. I think it's Chicago. He got a lot of money. These girls probably were from the projects. I'm assuming.
I'm talking about Aaliyah.
Oh. You okay, we watched enough movies with SWV, TLC to know that them contracts was on bullshit too.
True.
So who knows? She seemed like she was low key and was probably keeping things under wraps and got married without her people knowing and all that shit anyway too.
True. I never even thought about that. I was like, because her parents seemed so involved in her life. Like, who said this shit was okay? But then again, I go back and I think when Jay-Z said, the moment I met Beyonce, I knew she was the one. She was 216. She also was 16. So, I mean, maybe niggas are just creeps and we can
but
get
then
off that
I don't
subject.
know. I be thinking about grandparents too, and they were 20 years apart. So history literally just repeats itself.
That is
It
true.
literally just repeats itself. Because
It's
my
just
grandma
getting
told me
frowned
she was
upon.
with my grandfather at the age of 13, and they were together until he was like 65 and died.
How old
And
was he?
he was like 19, 20 in the military. And this shit happens overseas all the time too.
Yeah.
So it's really not saying it's right or it's wrong, but it is what it is. Is all
Yeah.
I can say. I mean, this is not to condone statutory rape at all. Because
Woo.
these little girls still have impressionable brains. And little boys too, if that shit happens to them. But I
They were
mentioned
supposed to be a
him-
lot of things.
Yeah, I mentioned them to say that they had all the potential in the world, and they ended up being a girl that got peed on in R. Kelly's house in his dungeon.
Sorry,
So.
Petunia. I
And
wonder
he
if she
had all
walks
the
around.
potential. He had all the potential in the world too, and his karma is a bitch. This just go. History repeats itself. What happens in the dark is always gonna come to the light.
Absolutely.
So people be sitting back saying that shit happened when they was 16. She's 45. Well, maybe she finally got enough courage to finally say it. Like age don't mean shit. R. Kelly said it best himself. Age ain't nothing. Who was that? Wait, who sang
Him
that?
and Aaliyah.
Ain't number, ain't nothing. I hope he's singing that right in his cell.
I'm
The
fighting
love
for
I
my
have for-
life.
Hey, baby, pick up the phone. It's R. Kelly. I want to sing
Robert.
you a song.
Robert.
You have a collect call from, hey, baby, it's R. Kelly. Pick up the phone. I want to sing you a song. Click.
Bitch. Anywho, we didn't get off subject. But these people were supposed to be a lot of things. And
I feel like I feel like I was supposed to be a lot of things. What about you?
oh, hell yeah. I feel like I personally feel like I could have been a lot more at a younger age, but I lacked the resources or I wasn't guided in the right direction. It was always, you could do it, and then that was it.
I feel like I could have been a rapper.
I definitely feel like I should have been Oprah by now. I'm not even gonna lie.
I feel like I should have been Malcolm X's wife, or at least side piece.
I feel like I should have been Chris Brown's first baby mama and wife.
You know what? I feel like I still have the potential to be Diddy's baby mama.
You know, I'm aiming for Future right now.
I don't know if I even want to go down there. What are we saying? Look, we're trying to live. So y'all can make mixtapes, and we supposed to support you in the basement, but we can't talk about what we want to do.
I feel like Rihanna should have came to Houston and smoked a blunt with me.
I'll smoke one with A$AP Rocky, and I'll take
And
your
Rihanna.
being down the block taking niggas. Hold on, let me stop.
I feel like I should have been Elon Musk's right-hand man. I'm sorry, Jeff Bezos' right-hand man. It ain't happened yet. I should have been a lot of things. I should have met Beyonce by now. I've met Tina. I've met Matthew. I just haven't met Beyonce. Bitch, come out of hiding.
I want to meet Solange. So if you guys are watching this, feel free to come on and do an interview.
Please. So, with that being said, you asked me earlier, do I feel like I should have been I get a lot of
on a
things.
serious note.
On a serious note. So in this conversation, Buddy's like, yeah, you know, you gaslight your kids. Yeah, you're going to be the next LeBron James. You're going to be the next Barack Obama. And then it's like, yo, kid, I'm no shade to people from Texas, but the Texas education system is
Trash.
shit. So it's like, they're like, oh, I'm getting straight A's over here. I'm doing blah, blah, blah. And it's like, your straight A's were like D's and C's in the school system I came from. So it's like, I'm not saying you're not smart. You might be smarter than the average person, but are you really in a competitive area? And like, it's like, y'all, we're going to get off Texas education system, but it's like, you haven't been challenged in life. So when you are faced with a challenge, you shut down, you're overwhelmed, right? Like you think, oh, I should have got this promotion. I should have been making X amount of money by this time. And it's like, did you put in the work that everybody else put in? And I think that's a lot of the reasons why a lot of us, I'll just speak for myself, feel like I'm often facing imposter syndrome in the workplace, because it's like, dang, like I was always told like I had graduated with honors and all this stuff, but guess what? I was still like just average at best, and that's okay with that. I don't think I tapped into the right areas of my potential. I was always trying to go the corporate route, do the certain things, but I know for a fact personality is my thing. So that's like me trying to say I'm trying to be a chef. I can't cook for shit. But what I can do is engage with people, make them laugh, you know, what's the word? Be personable and shit like that. So like, I just think we try to push that infomercial y'all heard in the beginning, parents push their kids in a certain direction and then they try to succeed at it, and they become mediocre because you're not allowing them to thrive in what's, you know, best for them.
Correct.
And then they frown upon things like, oh, you want to be an artist? That ain't shit. Oh, you want to be a hairstylist? That ain't shit. You want to be a cook? And it's like, your kid might be good at that. If you let them thrive at what they're good at, then they could find a way to make money off it. Now, you force them to go and be an admin assistant at a place that they don't want to work at, they're going to be forever miserable, and they're just going to be sitting there.
And they're going to blame it on your ass.
Oh, absolutely. You know, nowadays, it's
towards their parents.
Everybody's blaming their parents now. The last generation, they just went with the flow. We ain't having that shit. And the new kids, they damn sure ain't having that shit. They just not working. I don't know how it's going to work out for them, but they, you know what I'm saying? They're tapping into what they want to really do. So I think a lot of people become very disappointed and, oh, I'm depressed. Oh, I'm suffering from anxiety, which may be true. But if you sit back and take a look at it, why are you so overwhelmed? Why do you feel like you have not, what's the word? Met your own expectations? It's because you've been gaslighted your whole life to think you were the best person when you just a regular nigga like the rest of us. I mean, like Solange probably felt gaslighted her entire life, right? She's in her sister's shadow. It's not that she's not talented. It's just she probably didn't focus in her area. Beyonce had one space, and Solange probably, at first she did try to go in Beyonce's space, but she probably just didn't see her own lane. And when she finally saw her own lane, what was that one? That album that did A Seat at the Table? Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it was.
Now, if she could find it again, that'd be amazing, but, you know, we're neither here nor there.
Kind of piggybacking on what you said as far as like tapping into your own potential when you were talking about you have personality.
Mm-hmm.
I did not tap into my own potential. I'm 32 now. Am I 32? Yeah, 32. And I don't think I tapped into my own tapped into my own potential until I was maybe 29, 30. And I had to literally have a talk with myself, a seat at the table with myself, like, how can I use what I have to make money?
Mm-hmm.
Because my older brother, he could rap, he could paint, he could draw, he could this, he could that. Like, I'm like, damn it, he's using what he embodies, his talents, and he's making money off of that. And he's doing something he loves too. So it's not like he's just making money. He's doing something that he loves in the process. So I'm like, you know what? I'm a hustler. I know how to finesse. I can talk. I can do all of that. With that being said, I figured out I can be a community liaison. I'm the middle person. All I do for my job is talk. I sell, I talk. This is what I do, and I do it well. And now that I do that, I'm like, damn, imagine how many more people would just sit down and have a talk with themselves at the table. No comparisons, because that's another thing. Like Solange probably comparing herself to Beyonce or somebody just comparing themselves to whomever, or comparing themselves to their parents' potential, their expectations. They can't even tap into their own potential because they're too busy comparing themselves to the next person. So it's like, how can you ever even know what you want to do or who you want to be if you're always and constantly comparing yourself?
Right. I think we gotta stop. We gotta also tell people. I was gonna say something to add to what you said. I'm having a brain fart right now. God damn, what was I gonna say? I forgot, y'all. I tried. It was escaping me. You said
It's
something.
lost.
Oh no, I was also gonna say. I think some people like we force our kids to go in certain directions, or society forces us to go in a more professional direction.
Yep.
And there actually are some people who are like, oh no, I just want to be a singer. I want to be a producer. And it's like, have you heard yourself? You're not really that good at singing. Or, for example, Rihanna can't dance for shit. We love Rihanna, but she's not. I don't know why they keep forcing her to try to like do something. Like she's a wonderful like fashionista. She's a wonderful, content creator, or like as far as it goes to like videography, and she might even whoever does the beats for her auto-tune. She does an amazing job. But as far as dancing, that ain't it. So I think you need to also be realistic. Like there are different spaces in these avenues. Like just, if you want to get into entertainment, you can still do that. But if you're an introvert and you're only good at science or something, you could figure out a way to
maybe be a producer,
tap into that
engineer,
that space,
like that,
right?
yeah.
So like I think people just need to start thinking outside the box and stop just I don't know.
And go back to the basics. There's nothing wrong. When I said I sat at the table, I literally took out a pen and a piece of paper and I wrote down, what do I love? What do I not like? What's the best part about me and things like that? And then I Googled, how can I make money from doing this? How can I make money from doing that? Just like, who would have thought me and you being out at so many different places and people like, do y'all do like a podcast or something? A blog? Y'all should. And it's like, damn, that's a way to make money. But you really got to sit down and just have a seat at the table with yourself. I don't even know how many more times I can say that. But.
And when you know, you're going to know. It's not going to come I mean, there's going to be work in anything that's worth having. But when you know it's something right, like, then it just you'll be motivated to wake up at 3 a.m. and like, let me jot down. I can't tell you enough how many times me and Toya got this shared note. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 30 new notes, because Toya's like, her brain's just going. Like, it's just, hey, real quick, I'm gonna send you a note real quick so I don't forget. It's like when you're motivated to do something and it'll come so easy to you. So I want to tell people, stop feeling like they're not, especially these young people. God dang, social media got you thinking at 22, you done failed because you ain't got no husband, you ain't got no house, you ain't got, I guess not a degree. I don't know what y'all supposed to have at that age. All I know is that it all don't come come that fucking easy. And if you got it, you're probably going to be like, damn, I accomplished this. Now I want to go live my life. And you might go into like a rebel stage.
I
you got to do it
think
at some point, right?
That reminds me of how I felt back when I was younger and I used to watch Girlfriends. Now that I sit back and I watch, I'm like, Joan, you a motherfucking lie. You ain't no damn junior partner at no fucking law firm at fucking 28 years old. And if you are, you a bad bitch. But not all 4 of y'all.
Girl, no. What was that show, Living Single?
Living Single too.
They literally graduated college the year before and was like, yeah, I'm a partner. Shut the fuck.
Max. Maxine. Shit. But you know what? I do appreciate those. Because, it gave us a better light. And it was like, oh, we could do this, we could do that.
Absolutely.
So you get in the real world, you like, whoo, I'm 32. Let me tell you, I'm 32. I still ain't got shit figured out. I just quit my job last week. Thank you.
I'm here for that shit.
But, I mean, even me talking about, like, us talking about wasted potential, realizing your efforts are mediocre at best, so on and so forth. If you're in your job, and I think now that I've done it, and I was with this company for 6 years, I'm going to say a quote that kept running through my brain. And it was, a plane cannot land unless the coast is clear. If you know that what you're doing, if this mixtape you've been pushing for 17 years is not taking off, you might need to move that bullshit out the way for the plane to land. Because the coast is not clear. If whatever you've been doing for however long is not working, you gotta move around. I know a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't have a plan B because it's going to make you not focused on plan A. That's some bullshit. You always got to have some type of something, because next thing you know, you're going to turn around and be on your ass and you're going to be looking 45, still saying, welcome to Good Burger, home with a good burger. Can I take your order?
I mean, but you know what? Some people, I think they fake are ambitious. Like, I feel like they're like, oh, I want to do X, Y, Z. And it's like, they're just saying that because they think that's what Black Twitter told them they need to say. No, for real. They be like, oh yeah, I'm going to start this LLC. I'm going to buy 2 houses next week and then I'm going to put a rental property on it. It's like, nigga, you don't even want to do that shit.
I have a friend that's like that. It's a whole group of these black men,
Uh-huh.
and you'll see them at Turkey Leg Hut with their laptops, the Spot, D-Bar, whatever, and I'll casually look across just Word document just sitting there. They not even typing shit, doing shit. They just looking busy. It's just fake busy.
And again, I think you need to find out what it is. Just because your best friend likes something, guess what? Me and Toya out all the time. I guarantee you this. Toya is going to be the one dancing. I love to be around there though. Like I love the but that's not my thing because y'all not finna sit up here and have a roast session because then I'm gonna put you on blast on this podcast. But like I know I'm the hype man. That's what I do. Okay,
she gonna be sitting there talking about stocks and bonds and Bitcoin, and I'm just like,
but she don't fake pretend to care about it, and it's just like I don't know. But I wanted to transition into people pretending to care about stuff, but it's like, do you lack the resources? Like, do you lack the environment to help you figure out what it is that you want? And sometimes your environment's not going to be able to
it's not conducive.
Tell you, but it's like, guess what? You can start surrounding yourself. Like, if you really want to find, we didn't know how to find a production studio, but guess what? We were so aligned. It came to us. Like, we were putting it out there, and now we're here. But it's like, you gotta like put it, like you got to figure out what it is that you want and then align yourself with somebody who might know how to do marketing, somebody might know how to do TikTok, somebody that might know how to adjust the camera the correct way. You know what I'm saying? The lighting, that's a big thing too. We didn't know that shit either. Like, it's all a big, like,
it's all about what space you're in life too. If you're in the space where you're actually trying to put your best foot forward, develop and grow, then you're gonna have to realize that can't everybody go with you.
That's true.
So you're going to have to separate yourself from a lot of bullshit, starting from social media. And I'm not saying don't get on social media, but think about the stuff that you digest into your brain all the time. Why the fuck are you following the shade room? No shade to the shade room, but if you just sit around following fucking gossip sites, you're more invested into the celebrities' business, the yellow 4-year-olds' business, there's a problem.
And if
there's
you
a disconnect somewhere, Petunia,
and all you see is ass, you're your own problem.
Yep. And then you look around at who you're friends with, and even if you're the successful friend, mediocre success, I guess we'll say midway success, and all your friends are always asking you, "Hey man, you got like $10 I can hold into you. Why the hell are you hanging with somebody that need $10 until 2 weeks?"
Man, I told my brother one time, this is a random ass story. He was going out to fucking some Thursday spot. He had just gotten back to Texas. And I was like, oh, that's lit. I was like, but make sure you pay for a valet because they're going to tow your ass. It was right over there off Richmond. So then he literally calls me like 45 minutes later. He's like, hey, can you come get me? They told me. I'm like, who you with? I was like, so all three of you niggas can't come up with $230? I was like, why the fuck are you hanging with them? Yeah. I get it. Everybody's in school. But I was like, I'm gonna front you, but them niggas riding with you and they ain't got no money. Like, I'm sorry. I can't fuck with you. I can't be the only person always fronting us.
Yep.
And your sister can't be the one fronting all you niggas. Like, so I just told him, I was like, next time I'm not gonna say don't stop hanging out with them, but I'm gonna be like, hey, you better not be the only one out here. Like, you got the car, you got $30 in your pocket. They only got $5. Like, something's not adding up.
But like I said, if you're trying to develop and grow, then that's a part of growing.
True,
like point blank period. When you're growing and them leaves ain't trying to grow with you, they're going to fall off. So regardless of if you intentionally separate yourself from people that don't want to grow with you are going to start separating themselves. Like, oh man, every time we get around Taylor, she talking about fucking cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Good. I'm going to need you to take your broke ass. Look, I'm the broke ass. Take your broke ass on over there. Broke ass mindset at least, because you're not even trying to learn.
Yeah.
I don't have no problem cutting anybody off out of my life, period. And this is my favorite saying, the I comes before the we. Because if I don't make sure I take care of myself and put my fucking safety life jacket on before this fucking plane goes crashing down, how the fuck I'm gonna save somebody else?
So I do have a question though. This is gonna be like the devil's advocate. So you got this, everybody got that one friend that's always got, I'm gonna go with the mixtape theory, right? Their example. They always
we are not Lucia. Stop sending us y'all's mixtape.
Please stop. But no, like they're like, oh, I got this. You like, okay, yeah. Like, at what point do you want me to be like, when they were like, listen to this? And I'm like, this shit's fucking trash. Like, your braids are trash. Why do I see the knots? Why are you charging me $400 for some knots in my braids? Like, what? Like, this is garbage.
It was like the episode of South Park where she was like, I'm telling you, the music is trash. I don't know if you listen to South Park. I'm watching it, but it was one episode and he was like, no, it's not. So he puts the thing on and I hear is, and he was trying his hardest to pretend. And when she walked out the room, he threw the fucking headphones. The same shit. Like, I think that I can't even hide my facial expression, so you gonna know.
Stop
like,
asking me. I remember I had a close family member of mine kept starting these websites and these apps, and I'm like, after app number 57, I'm like, nice. He's like, you just saying that. I was like, you right, because you're gonna get mad if I say I don't like it. Don't ever tell me you don't like my shit. Well, then don't ask me, please.
Yeah.
Take me out the rotation. Because guess what? I'm not helping you. I'm not gonna gaslight you. Go get you a yes man. There's people on Twitter that will fuck with your shit. And well, I'm sorry, Twitter actually will humble you. Go on Instagram.
Yes, the fuck it will.
Instagram will hype you up for no reason. They're fake as fuck.
Getting back to, did you have lack of resources to be successful in life? I think I did not have gaslighting in my life, and that was something that I lacked. I think a lot of parents should try to gaslight their kids to be the best they can be, so on and so forth. But if you're trying to tell me that I'm going to be the next
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama, or I'm going to be the first Black woman president, and as a parent, you're not giving me the resources that I need, like me having this Texas education, you're not taking the extra step to make sure I go to tutoring, or you sitting down to check my homework and things like that, then you're failing me as a parent.
Absolutely.
Because you're just gaslighting me straight into darkness, and that's it.
I do think it can be a hindrance, but then what about those parents? Because we have a friend that would be like, when we took the kids bowling, he was like, nah, you're not that good. And I was like, good job, girl. And he was like, nah, I wasn't that good.
But that's me, though, too.
I know,
I'll
but
be like, boo,
it's one
trash.
I think, but isn't it like one, and I'm not a parent, so correct me, but like, isn't it like at some point you just kind of like gotta go, you know what? You could do better next time versus stop even trying, you know? Like,
yeah.
So it's like, I think you just gotta find that balance.
But I think men and women are different too, because women are nurturers. Men are more so like, all right, come on, next, get up out of here. Who's next to bowl?
That is true. That is true. That is very true. I don't know. I just always try to figure out. I don't know. I'm gonna get off parenting, but yeah, I just think I don't think there's anything wrong with gaslighting as long as it's realistic. Now, if you know your kid is 4'7" at the age of 17, and you keep telling a nigga he gonna go to the NBA, I'm gonna need you to check in with yourself. Like, at this point,
or you ain't got no scholarships rolling in. It's
talking about my baby going to Yale. He's smart. Is he?
Yeah, I mean, you got a fucking point. So then when it comes to underachieving, what did you mean with that?
Underachieving. So like, I'll personally go, so I've had a rough start to my career. I was like 24, just becoming like a staffing coordinator. I think I was making like 18, 20. Remember, I was always complaining about this job. And it was just like, people are always like, oh, you can do better in life. I was like, I know I can, but nobody's fucking hiring me because my degree's in the wrong thing. I got it from the wrong school. I didn't network with the right people. I didn't get the internships when I was supposed to. So I'm stuck climbing the fucking ladder like one step at a time. And so I was very depressed because I was like, I've always been told I'm so intelligent. I have all this potential. And then the company I was working for, they're like, yeah, you're going to be CEO of this one day. But they had me doing all this bullshit. They weren't trying to let me advance. And I was just like, stop fucking gaslighting me like I'm the best person here, but y'all not paying me my worth. Y'all not giving me the opportunities. I was like, so I had to leave. And it was a big, like, dramatic deal when I exited. And I was like, why would I stay? Like, why would you purposely try to keep me here to hold me down? And so like I took matters into my own hands, which is very untraditional because people are like, you're just gonna leave something good, they love you there. Fuck right, because I hate where I'm at. Like I felt so undervalued. I felt like I wasn't achieving anything in life. Like the first 2 years, I was like, dang, I got a promotion in a year, like I'm doing well. And then I just kind of was sitting there and I was just like overwhelmed with everything. And so yeah, I took matters into my own hands, but it was because I stopped listening to other people. Taylor, you're doing you're going to be the CEO. I just need you to do this. I don't want to fucking do that. Stop telling me what you want me to do. I don't even want to be here. I just took this because I needed a job at the time. So, it's, I was very underachieved. And then like even thinking, a lot of people, I had a friend call me recently. She's like, I'm in my 30s. I'm not married right now. And she was like in tears. And I was like, why do you feel like you're a failure? You're like, you are killing the fucking game right now. But because she didn't succeed in that one area, she felt like it wasn't that. And I think, she had been groomed to think By 25, you need to have a husband.
Or the
by
pressures
30,
of
you
her
have a
family
kid.
too.
Exactly.
When you going? I sure can't wait till you have a baby. People got to stop doing that.
And y'all not taking care of the babies. Y'all not putting money in my pocket.
Well, not even that, but you really don't know what people have going on internally. How
And
you know people
mentally,
ain't
too.
trying to have kids and they just
True.
can't? And here
True.
come Mama with her big ass wobbling around barefoot talking about when you gonna bring me some grandbabies. Mama, go sit down.
And
back
That's the whole
with
thing.
the whole gaslighting as well. That's one of the main reasons why I quit. The money was not adding up to you guys gaslighting me, saying, "Oh, Toy, if you just stay here, we're gonna da da da." I was supposed to be at 100,000 by now. Why am I still sitting here at this amount? Where's my company car? Where's this? Where's that? But companies don't like that. So now when I come to y'all and I'm pushing my laptop and computer to y'all saying I'm out, you pushing it back saying, well, what can we do? Okay, I'll sit back and forth and I'll go back and forth with you and tell you what you can do. And I'll give it a few more months. Here we are a year later, pandemic hit. And now I'm really like, oh, I'm definitely finna get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And I took the very untraditional route. And my letter of resignation was probably one line long with thank you, Latoya Brown, I'm out. And I sent it at 4:59, put my phone on Do Not Disturb and got on the plane.
There's nothing wrong with that. Fuck them people.
Because at the end of the day, and it wasn't even my mental wasn't even about leaving them quote unquote hanging without a 2-week notice. But before you get ready to fire me, are you going to give me 2 weeks? No,
they're not.
Stop fucking having these companies back. Like,
and I learned it from one of my homegirls. There are a million organizations out there. You're really over here worried about going back to work for this company because you didn't give them your 2 weeks? Fuck them people.
Or even more so when you look at my resume, my resume speaks for itself to the point where they don't have to call my past employer. I've been working for them for 6 years. Even if I walked out and slammed the door and fucking trashed their computer, my resume still speaks for itself. I was loyal to one company for 6 years. I didn't have to give them a 2-week notice. Y'all not gonna give me no 2-week notice when y'all fire me. Well, hey, Toya, you're not being productive. Here's 14 days to find another job while you sit on the clock and ride us. No, they gonna be like, hey, Toya, it's they're gonna hit you with the 4:30 p.m. to still get that last day of work out your ass, and then sit you down and collect your shit and let you take that walk of shame with that brown box with your baby's picture in there.
Fuck them.
So fuck y'all. Respectfully.
I'm over it. You know, we don't like corporate America.
That's why we need to blow up with this podcast.
Cash App, HEAUXBAG. Support is free.
Look, I'm finna apply for Medicaid, WIC, TANF. What else can I apply for? Shit.
But no, we just wanted to talk about like being in the gaslighting program, the gifted and talented gaslighting program, telling these kids that they're gonna be more than they're gonna be, and like so
in
that
all
they don't set
reality,
them
you
up
ain't
for-
gonna be shit, and it's okay.
It's okay because we all ain't shit.
Right. At the end of the day, as long as you strive for more than not being shit, you're a step above the rest.
I know that's right.
I know that's right.
We ain't shit. So what's your tip?
Oh shit. You know what? My whole tip gonna be back to these funky ass jobs. Stay as long as you need to, collect the bag, collect the experience, build your resume up, and be on the come up for more. And when it comes to negotiating your salary, because that's where I'm at right now with my next job, shoot above and beyond the stars. Go for what you feel like you're worth. Do not nickel and dime your fucking worth, because I'm not.
And well, I'm just gonna tune in on that real quick, unrelated. But these white folks will come in here and ask for $250. Let me tell you something, and they won't blink a fucking eye. Black women are the most the highest demographic that do not negotiate their worth. So go in and ask for what you want. If you want 140, go in and ask for 160, and then let them talk you down. Don't lowball yourself. Like stop being scared to do that shit. And then if they can't afford it, they'll be like, hey, that's out of our pay range. And then if they want you, they're gonna be like, but we can do da 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 da. And then they'll have the conversation. They're never gonna just shut you down. If they do shut you down, you don't want to work for them niggas anyways.
I mean, but you got to do your research too. Don't be coming to ABC mom and pop gas station talking about you want to raise from, well, how much did you make at your last job? Well, I made $7 an hour. Now I want to make $175,000 a year. Like, bitch, what? No.
Well,
do your research.
I'm saying like, but don't go
Don't
in.
gaslight yourself, boo boo.
Don't go into like, I don't know, what's the biggest organization? Amazon asking for $100,000.
Yeah,
They're gonna be
you know
like,
they got it.
oh, we know you ain't got no money.
Right.
And they gonna lowball you.
Yep.
So give them a higher number, throw some shit out there, do your research like you said. But I'm just saying at the end of the day, don't be scared to ask for what you want because they for sure are going to try to lowball you. And guess what? Ain't a dime coming out their fucking pocket anyways.
Yep.
But my whole tip actually was don't gaslight yourself. Like, don't sit up here and pretend like you all this, that, and the third in a bag of chips. Be realistic with yourself. If you know that you are not, I hate, gosh, well, since we just came off the BBL pandemic, I hate people who get online like, I'm fine, I'm thick, da 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 da. And it's like, no, sis, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not all that. I might need you to go drink some water a little bit more. I might need you to do this.
Everybody ain't way too sexy.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, that was a bad. Stop gaslighting yourself. If you want to become a producer, put the work in. Surround yourself with the resources. Information on the internet is so free. Like, just put yourself in the right networks with people. So that's all I got to say on that. You have anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
Bye.